What
you know what I'm doing.
you want me to do it? You do. I don't know. I don't know what episode, so I'll do. Okay, let Rhonda do it. Let Rhonda do it. Okay, you gotta do all of it.
Well, all right then. So, welcome to Shooting the Shit with Rhonda and T. Tonight we're reviewing Kanan Season 2, Episode 3 and 4. But before we get started, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel.
All right.
So, I feel like a news person. So, anyway, so we down to the bodega and Juliana is watching her stories and, ignoring whatever is going on in her surroundings. I guess you should pay better attention and put that TV somewhere else, because while she was sitting there, somebody rolled up on her with a gun, put a gun out on her. So when I say somebody, I mean Unique. Now we knew Unique wasn't just gonna sit still and don't say nothing.
No.
So I guess when his girlfriend came through there, gave him a little insight on what may or may not be going on down to the bodega. Anyway,
His girlfriend. So look, was the girlfriend working at the bodega?
No, she just happened to be there.
Oh, so I thought she was working there when Rock first came through. So she was just at the bodega.
There, and then when Rock came out from the back. So, he probably got the real story from her and put two and two together and went over there and, pulled up on the bodega. So then you over here at Kanan's house, Detective Howard pulled up on Kanan, was like, come on, get in the car. I want to talk to you for a little bit. Kanan is still like so paranoid that this dude knows what happened, and he's just, like a child, moving like a child. So he gets in the car. Howard gets straight to the T. Well, this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm your father.
I didn't think he was gonna just come out with, but I'm glad they didn't drag it.
Got right to it. And Kanan was so relieved that he wasn't fit to ask him about no murder. Girl, your hands is all up in the thing. Move your hands.
It's because it's sitting low. Okay.
So anyway, child, he was so relieved that he didn't ask him about that murder. He said,
that laugh he did was horrible. Let me get closer.
My mama said you was crazy. And then, Howard basically tells him, I know your mother said I'm crazy, and that, this is...
There we go.
Okay. That I would be, coming at you with some bullshit, but it's not. I'm not crazy. I know exactly what I'm talking about. So he left him with that nugget. Kanan is probably at this point so relieved that he's not asking him about, the whole attempted murder situation, and he was just glad to get out of that car. So meanwhile, Rock is ready to franchise. She's ready to expand the business. She's not just wanting to be on the streets of New York. New York is full. She wants to take the business over to New Jersey. Marvin and Lou was like, hang on. We don't know anything about that. So why would we be trying to just take it easy? You're moving fast, Rock. You're moving fast. She's like, we doing this. Like,
what's the because now you messing with the Italians. What's the show we watched? Fargo. What was that? Was that Fargo with Chris Rock and them? And
when like the Irish come through and the Italians come through.
Like, that's slippery slope right there. That gets nasty.
We over here with Tommy and the Irish mob.
Man.
I think New Jersey, like, is heavily Italian. Like, you're talking about the mob over there. You're not talking about street niggas. Like, and they said that.
Right.
Like, Lou and Marvin both were like, we're not talking about Unique. This is the mob. I don't know that you want to do that.
Right.
She don't care. She's not listening. So, anyway, child, Juke is over here in the studio, killing it as usual. She's singing her little heart out. Crown is vibing to it. Lou is vibing to it. He's so proud. That's his niece. She comes out, they're telling her how amazing she is. And Crown honestly was telling her the truth. He said, your voice sounds beautiful, but your look got to change. He told her she looked
Especially
like
back
she's
then.
a member of New Edition, and he's not wrong.
Especially then. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole lot that you gotta have to look. Like she said, oh girl, look like Lisa Lisa. That was the Lisa era.
Yes,
Sheila E.
Sheila E.
Apollonia, Vanity and them. Yeah.
Because she was singing so great, she can't compare to Jukebox by no means. And Jukebox is already, and she ain't working with the aesthetic. You done named a whole bunch of Puerto Rican barely black chicks.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm just saying, all of them was Hispanic that you just named. None of them was black. So she a cute
Even the
girl, but
Whitney Houstons though. Even the Whitney Houstons back then.
Whitney was out here pink and puffy, and nobody sounds like Whitney Houston. She had that
With
working
the
for her.
big poofy hair.
Hair, yeah. She was
Yeah.
very girly.
Mm-hmm.
But that's gonna be hard. You can't put Jukebox in no girl's clothes. That ain't gonna work.
It
She
ain't
ain't
gonna work.
carry herself that way. But anyway. So Lou confronts Crown about helping Jessica get a job. Like he letting Crown know, I got my eye on you. I don't know what you think, like I ain't paying attention, but I see what you're doing over here. So tread lightly. Crown is so shady. He getting on my nerves.
Crown wanted the money, but he ain't really want the help.
Right.
He wanted him to come in with the money, but he didn't think he was gonna come in and take over like that.
Yeah, but Lou is passionate about the business. He
Yep.
gonna have to figure out where he gonna get his investment money from, because that don't look like Rocket's gonna be, the ticket. But anyway, Marvin is at anger management enjoying the snacks. Now he does enjoy a good donut when he gets over there to the anger management. The sexy teacher asked him if he have anything to offer. At first, he's like, nah, but he did say, when somebody get in his face and start talking smack, he want to knock a nigga out. That's how he feels. And sexy teacher said, you call that open aggression. That's what he has. He has open aggression. And so what he needs to do to fix that is he should breathe so he can control that open aggression and start to manage that and handle that accordingly. You know what I'm saying? So let's all breathe. Everybody take a deep breath. Yeah.
Did that work?
Oh man, did you have some type of flashback from when you had it?
I don't do good with anger management.
Oh, did you try?
I'm like Marlon. That don't work for me.
I mean, I think he's only doing good at breathing because he has a little crush on a teacher, and it seems as though she might be feeling him too. But that's another story for another time. So Famous is outside. He's stressed out because he's sitting on the stoop like, I don't have nowhere to live. This is not good. So Kanan walks up and he's like, yo, did you hear about Scrap? Now, Kanan just found out that this nigga said he's his father. Now he finds out Scrap is dead. Nobody bothered to tell him about Scrap. Why is he always being left out of the loop? And he's looking at his mama like, how did my mama not tell me about Scrap? They're saying,
that he did himself.
Scrap took himself out. That's how I have it written there. So I should stick to the script.
Yeah.
Listen, Famous is like, I'm still here. That's all very sad and everything. However, I'm still
right.
He's
like, okay, concentrate on the one who needs you. Scrap can't do nothing for you right now.
He gone. And look here, I can't stay at the self shelter because somebody tried to touch my butt, and we're not gonna do that over here.
You gotta watch them shelters. You gotta watch him.
He's a little guy, so
little Puerto Rican guy.
So Rock pulls up at the bodega. Looks like it's closed. Ain't no lights on in there. She knocking on the door locks. She's standing outside. I'm supposing she's supposed to be inconspicuous in her bright red Michael Jackson shirt.
Girl.
Her tight black pants.
I be doing the most.
Anyway, child, she came, she's standing out there. She called Juliana. Juliana didn't answer the phone, so she used her key. She didn't put out the key and the heat. So she walking in the store, find out the drawer is open, the security footage is gone, and so is the coin. The coin is no longer in the bag. Somebody has taken Julia, Anna, and the money. Wonder who that is. I'm gonna think, let me see. Unique?
The rats. The
Probably.
rats. It was the rats.
Money.
They got so damn big, they took all of that.
Well, it was a lot for them to eat. She calls Lou. Lou like, no, he in the studio. He don't have time for that. Marvin is still in anger management, so he can't really answer the phone right now because he's having this conversation with the teacher. So she's stuck. Child, Unique just took Juliana. She just down here. All she was ever doing is just being in her store. She get out of one drama and right into another, and she ain't even trying to be bothered with none of that shit.
Mm.
Kanan rolls up to the Carter, because that's what we're gonna call it, because that's what it is. He done rolled up to the Carter. He's all up in the trap. He's looking around. Where's Marvin? Where they said he had anger nigger class. And so while he's sitting there, he helps himself to a little bit of the product. Kanan is always getting people in trouble by taking shit that's not his. Like
he ain't learned. He ain't learned.
Now he has to know that somebody is gonna be responsible. Kanan, didn't you just find out this morning that Scrap suspiciously took himself out? That don't sound right. Now all of a sudden you in here like helping yourself to the product, and you don't think that there's gonna be some repercussions for somebody to pay that?
He think that's right, mama. Well, he know he ain't gonna be in trouble, so he ain't worried about it.
Not worried about it, and that's unfortunate. So Rock is still looking for Juliana. She done pulled up at the crib. Ain't nothing happening at the crib. She walking around with that big old phone. Remember that big phone? I remember when I used to have one of them big flip phones.
That was before my time.
Stop.
It was. I never had that.
You must not have been grown.
No, that what they said. They said that was in the 80s. I was a child. That was before me.
In the 80s, but I have one in the 90s.
Nope. I had a beeper.
Okay, well, the beeper and the big phone went together. Don't try it. You just didn't have one.
We were just went at the what you go outside, the little payphone. You had the beeper, then you had to call them back on the payphone.
We was doing things different in the city. So we can't find Juliana. So Rock, what a busy day she's having. So she pulls up to the Carter. She gets to the Carter. Marvin is there. She's telling him what happened. He can care less, honestly. They don't know. They don't know where Lou is. So I think Rock at this point is stressing by herself because they're like, well, what are we gonna do with what's his name? Marvin immediately like Juliana took our shit and left the country. She's like, no, the shit came from her cousin, so she definitely didn't do that. So, they're trying to figure out who it could have been. I don't know why it's taking so long for them to figure out who it could have been. I mean, you know what it is.
Clearly. Right.
Meantime, Kanan is over here replacing the cassette tapes with product. So they're out on the street corner, moving famous tape that don't nobody want. And right around the corner in the alley, the tape is like, every time he does something, he leaves a footprint. Like, so all the business is on the street. That come straight from famous. They saw y'all standing there selling the tape. So I hope y'all sweep the alleyway on your way back to the house because.
All right, clearly. They don't want the tape.
Crackheads don't have no kind of time for throwing stuff in the trash.
They got their stuff and they go.
Lou is in the studio with his new act. She's singing some whack ass song with her big hair. And Rock pulls up because she's pissed because she's been trying to get with him all day and he is not answering his calls. And she's like, oh, wait a minute. Before she got a chance to get to Lou, Hollywood slash, what's his name? Cashmere?
Cartier.
Cartier. Yeah. He's Hollywood. I'm sorry, Hollywood Cartier.
He's
So
Hollywood. That's who
Cartier,
he is.
husband
Hollywood.
by Rock. He's speaking Shakespeare to her and stuff, and she doesn't have time. She knows who he is. She made sure she said, let him know that I know you are. But I don't have time for that. So she pulls Lou in the other room to ream him for not answering the phone because they have a problem. The problem is they don't have no money, and business can't be running without any product and any money. So it's an issue. Does Lou care?
Huh. Of course not.
She figures out it's unique at this point, and Lou is like, why would he do that? Like, he must be crazy. It's unique. There's nobody else really on the street right now. Y'all have killed everybody. So back at the car, the resident's mad. It's the man in the wheelchair. He can't ever get on the elevator because these fools keep loading up the elevator, and so he approaches Marvin about it, and he's like letting him know, like, this is some bullshit. It takes me 45 minutes. I'm need something to happen, and the whole time he's talking, taking his wheelchair, he's like scooting up on Marvin a little bit. Marvin's like, bro, you need to like step back a little bit because if I roll over my shoes, then it's gonna be a problem. And the man was like, I ain't scared of you, what. He started like calling out names and doing like gang signs and stuff, and rolling up on him again. And Marvin said,
Did it?
it worked. He was so proud of himself. He was like, he's openly angry and have angry, open aggression. But he handled that. He got the man on the elevator and vowed to make sure that that's not an issue for him anymore. So,
he can't wait to go back and tell his boo he did it.
Keep breathing, Marvin. It's a good look. Girl, you should try breathing.
Nah.
Well, Detective Howard is breathing hard. He's breathing very hard because he's getting
Yeah. That's nice.
I mean, that's what was happening next. And after he's done, the lady, the young lady that he spends time with, she's there, for she gets paid to come hang out. The one good thing we do know is that he uses the same person, so he's not like willy-nilly out here just,
So this is like
he's a regular one.
He's a regular.
Yeah.
Okay. He
so
looks so nasty. I'm just like,
no.
Every time they show them scenes, I be so uncomfortable. It's not hot at all.
It's
Not it's not hot. I be so uncomfortable every time they show that. I'd be like, can we get somebody else rocks and
Symphony did it, and we were
and I'm like, give me that. I don't want to see him do it no more. It's just.
Well, on top of her coming over there, him handing her little coin or what have you, he decided to judge her motherhood, talking about her son know what she doing. She got pissed off, and he's like, sorry, like, how you gonna bring up her,
He felt like he know her like that because they've been smashing for years. That's really his girlfriend.
Never cared about her son before. Now he discovered he got a son, and he's worried about how her son is gonna feel if he find out his mom is a hoe. How you gonna find out? Don't worry about my son. Worry about your stuff. Let's see. So, when the young lady leaves, his partner, lady cop, I can't remember her name, Barker, whatever her name is. She's sitting outside stalking his house. So now, like, she doesn't trust her partner. She know everything. I mean, she don't know what he got going on. As far as he got a lady friend over there. What was that? Well, he's not allowed to do that.
Where they at? They in New York, right?
Yeah.
So all this shit going on, all this crime in New York, and you run around here worried about your partner? Are you serious?
And I mean, she does what she does, but she ain't no streetwalker. So how would you know who she was? You wouldn't know who she was. She just looked like some chick leaving his house. He said he don't remember getting shot. He didn't say he don't remember how to do the nasty. He still know how to do.
He had her name on the table. It said booty. Get you some. And he called it. That's all.
Maybe that's what was in the file. Nosy ass.
Mm-mm.
So Rock has a quick meetup with Royale to tell him like she needs to find Unique because Unique got her money is a problem. I'm not sure why we're trusting Royale to do anything, but you know, Royale, go find Unique. But would that make you comfortable? If he's still in contact with Unique, and if he is still in contact with Unique, do you think he's not still in contact with Unique? Like none of it makes sense to me.
I don't know why getting his number one man, you thought that was gonna work. Like he didn't have loyalty to him.
Yeah. And he tried to kill y'all and all that and all that.
Dummy.
So Kanan and Juke are, at the house, and he's telling her what Detective Howard says, and she's like, "Whoa." So they're having this conversation. He's like, "I'm gonna ask my mother." She's like, "You just gonna ask Rock about that?" But I mean, yeah, cause yeah.
That's his mom.
No sooner that they're having a conversation about her, Rock then comes in the room. Why do you be asking people what they talking about? If I walk in a room and you talking to somebody, why would I ask you what you're talking about? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to tell me what you're saying to somebody else. That just doesn't make sense. What y'all talking about? They're like, and they're teenagers, so they're gonna tell you what they're talking about.
She man nosy.
Oh well, she asked and he told her. He told her that Detective Howard told him that she was his father, and she laughed it off the same way he did. Not really, but she rehearsed this whole thing. So ha ha ha. Yeah, and lose his brother, and so she's laughing it off. I think she thinks this boy is stupid. He's
He
not.
is.
He is, but not that. He is, but not that. I guess he sees how she's lying to him all the time. So now he's starting to doubt everything that she's saying. He brings
She's
up
been lying to him his whole life. So he's getting a little older now. So he's
yeah.
figuring it out. But she's been doing it for so long.
And he's probably wondering what else has she lied about then?
Shit,
Because like
burn.
you said, it was easier back then. It's not as easy now. He
Mhm.
asked her about scrap. She talking about, oh yeah, I meant to tell you about that. How you meant to tell me about that? But you didn't. So, she, she's very quick on her feet. She, that, you never know what people are going through and blah, blah, blah. She sold him a story. And at this point, I don't think he half believes anything that comes out of her mouth. Now he just let her say what she's going to say and, gives her like, okay, we'll see kind of vibe. Girl cop meets up with her ex-lover to talk about Howard. I don't know why. Like, what? She be worried about stuff that don't make sense to me. Howard is at his house. He ain't even at work.
So the ex-lover, I guess, was an old partner of Howard. So she low-key just
They
trying to
work
get some
on.
dirt.
She wasn't trying to get no dirt. She was on some. I miss you. I be thinking about you. Why don't you call me sometime? She wasn't caring about Howard.
She irritates me. They can go and take her out. Being nosy, she need to go on and take her out. Because I'm
Yeah,
tired of her.
definitely. I won't be missed. Nobody cares.
They going like in a whole different direction with her than I thought they were going in. I thought they was like gonna really get her close to jukebox. Now this stuff is going in a whole nother direction and I'm getting confused.
Well, I feel like because this is, we're up to episode 4. We're halfway there. At the end of this episode, but at the end of episode 4, shit needs to flip. Like, cause you know what I'm saying? Shit needs to flip. We can't have every season of Kanan being this sweet dumb kid. We know that's not. We know that's
We
not what
know
that.
at some point he became a ruthless ass killer.
But
So
I feel like that's coming. I just want these next 4 episodes to get to the meat of who Kanan is. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to go through the whole 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we gonna go through the 99 to the 2000s for God's sake?
mm-hmm.
Lou and Marvin is out in these streets trying to find Unique. They really not having no luck at this point because Unique is not gonna be found until he's ready to be found. He wants them to sweat a little bit. So when Marvin gets in the car, Lou is 100% focused on his music. He could give a shit about any of this stuff anymore, act like. He has jukebox playing and Marvin hears it. He's like, is that you? Yeah, so he's not heard her singing. He's so out of the loop. He's been missing out. Like, we know that Marvin had a drug problem at some point. So he's been missing out in a lot of ways. Been locked up.
I feel sorry for Marvin. I know I watched him what he did, but I kind of feel sorry for him because he kind of really want a relationship with his daughter at this point. He messed up. Yeah, I feel sorry for him.
I don't feel sorry for him yet, but I can appreciate that he's trying, but you have to try harder, Marvin. You try to choke the gay out of him.
He don't know how. He don't know how. Young and dumb.
You just got to keep trying. He's a parent. She doesn't have to try. She's not required to try. She didn't do anything. You did. So pay attention. That's all I can say. And keep trying. Famous and Kanan, they sitting outside, still trying to figure out, what Famous is gonna do, where he's gonna live. And while they're sitting out there, Crown walks up. Crown is slimy and she's just everywhere now, isn't he? So I guess when Rock came up to the studio and she was reaming Lou, it gave him a little idea, like maybe I can get her to help me get rid of this thing. So, but before he goes into the house, he's out there talking to what's his name? Famous, and he feels like he may be able to help him find a place to stay, because that's what he does. I promised your sister I'd look out for you. Okay, well, so
He loud.
Yeah, I hear him.
Not loud.
Okay, hush, boy.
You got the other one
Okay. He's
So
gone.
Crown goes inside, and like I said, he basically asked Rock to help him get rid of Lou. Lou is in his way. He wants her to help. And she kind of she ain't really turned on her brother, but she's considering working with Crown to, get Lou out of that situation because she don't want to have nothing to do with the music business anyway. But she gets a phone call and she has to bounce.
That's gonna backfire. That's gonna backfire on her ass. She can go with Crown ass. We're gonna get Crown ass.
Well, he's slimy, but I think it's gonna backfire on him because she's got other, other alternatives than just dealing with
That's
him.
why I said she gonna get Crown killed.
Yeah. But he's already getting his temper ready for Crown and his foolishness. So Jukebox is stalking her mother. She done got the address. Now she watching the lady. So she followed her down to the church choir rehearsal. And she, went all the way inside and you're standing in the building. So the lady see you standing there with that hairstyle that you used to have. So when she sees Juke standing there, she, runs after her. There's a fly or something in here. It's driving me crazy. She goes after her, but till we meet again. She just seen her and went after her. So the phone call must have been from Morel. Morel hooked up a meeting with Rock and with Unique. They get to this spot. I don't know where his hiding spot is, but they get over there and he got poor Juliana tied in a chair with a gun to his head. And this was very weird to me. He just claims that he just wants to be free. He, New York is all he knows. He don't want to go nowhere. He just wants to be left alone. I don't remember her doing nothing to him besides, setting him up and sending him to prison in the whole night. Well, there's that.
That's all. But that's it.
Since he got out, she been running her own thing. So he says to her, leave me alone. You have your money back. That was probably a setup. I'm gonna go ahead and say, yeah, that was a setup. So they come to an understanding. She takes the gun and she's like, "Now give me my money." So she gets the money back. Juliana's free. That was all a big, I don't know. He said, just so you know, I can touch you, and he did, and he can. Rock walks around acting like she can't be touched. I don't know why. She's talking to people crazy, and
I don't understand why y'all just ain't kill him right here.
Why you ain't just kill him?
Yeah. Why we
Because they
letting
need to
him
get
walk
the money.
around?
Because they need to get the money back.
I'm talking about after you got the money back. Now the plan should have been just to kill him.
We killed Scrappy. Why are we sitting around holding on
Right.
to him?
Why does he get to
Royal
live?
could have got it. That the both of them should have been got.
Exactly.
We telling a different story how they done that. So Howard confronts Kanan again, talking about, you know, what your mama say. He pretty much tried to play it off like Kanan is not really trying to give up too much information because he doesn't know really what to say to who. He's just trying to see who's lying to him and who's not. And then Howard drops the bomb on him and it's like, I know what you did. I know you shot me or tried to kill me, but you're my son. And so, don't worry about it. I got you. So I'm sure his heart went right back in his chest. In his throat. Because he's been waiting to find out. Now he knows. Now he knows, like, that's a double whammy. Like, I know you tried to kill me and I'm your father, and the only reason why you're not in trouble is because I'm your father.
I wonder if he looks like him. Clearly he doesn't look like Omar Epps, but like when you look at him, like, do you see you? You know what I'm saying? Assuming that that's your father, like, you gotta look at him and see some things that, First of all, if Omar Epps and what's her name, Rock, really had a kid, them damn baby eyes will be huge as hell between the two of them.
And, very chocolatey.
Yeah.
Like the big eye thing, like that could go either way because I don't know, Omar, back in the day, his eyes used to be, he don't look like he did back in the day, but none of us do. But Rock's eyes are pretty to me. Like they fit her face.
Yeah, but the babies will have some huge ass eyes.
Big ass eyes. Well, child, we gonna see. So, episode 4. Business as usual. We back over at the spot. We said we was gonna take on New Jersey. That's what we gonna do. So, yeah, they loaded up the truck and they about to head to New Jersey to get the job done. We taking over down to the mob territory. Meanwhile, Rock is at the art gallery with Hollywood Cartier. They're on a date. They're discussing the fine art. She is not cultured, so she doesn't know what the hell is going on. Cartier over here quoting Shakespeare and things, but he's trying to put her on. Like he's like, what is the one thing that you have so much of? And first she didn't get it, but in the end she's like, it's cash. She's got so much cash, just the rats is eating it. But your cash can't do nothing for you if it's sitting in a storage room in a bodega. So he's trying to let her know, and she was like, "Oh, you wash your money, you buy the art, and you clean your money that way." And he's not saying yes, but he's like, just saying, like that cash sitting around ain't doing nothing for you. I don't know what Cartier's role is, but right now I'm kind of feeling it. I'm side-eyeing him, like I don't know if he's to be trusted, but
I think gonna be something big in 50 Life though.
Huh?
Maybe he gonna take he there to take her to a whole nother level. Get her game up.
Get her game up, because she, she's still out here in these streets, and that ain't the ticket. So Kanan goes on a field trip to the prison to visit his father, Death Con. He goes to visit his brother. This dude don't even know who he is. Kanan sits down and this dude is talking about, I thought they said family was coming in. Who was you? He's like, I'm your nephew, Kanan. I'm Death Con's son. He's like, oh wow, I haven't seen you since you were a baby. So Kanan's trying to get the tea on Death Con, and now he's trying to tell him how Death Con was badass in the streets, and you're gonna have to be like your father and blah blah blah. And Kanan was like, so did he talk about me? And he's like, well, you were just a baby, so
there wasn't much to say.
A lot for him to talk about. And then he's like, well, is he my real father? This nigga snaps. He gets all pressed. What does it mean? Is Rock saying she was out there with somebody else? And he was like, nah, I mean, like, people have said, and he was like, well, the streets is always talking. But, you know, Death Con was this, and he couldn't get with any woman he wanted. It was almost like he was trying to, you know, cover up the fact of, you know, what we done already heard, child. We know that Death Con was not knocking the ladies down like that.
So was he trying to cover up, or did he really think that, or did DEF CON fool him too? I wonder.
I mean, he may be fooled,
Uh-huh.
especially if,
Okay.
you know, he got a beard, you know, so maybe. But on the way out, he made sure to tell Kanan, and don't forget about your uncle getting money on my commissary. Now, he didn't know this nigga when he walked in the door, but he didn't have no problems asking him to make sure you put the money on my book. Lou was at the studio about to beat Crown's ass because he done got rid of all the soundboard and everything. Like, he doesn't want Lou to learn anything. He wants to keep him, like, you know, he wants to get him out the way. I think he underestimated. I think he underestimated, like, I don't know why, because Lou is stressed. He don't want to be played with. So somehow, you know, Crown ended up pinned against that wall because he was about to catch it. And he said, you don't want to see me, like, worked up. That's a bad idea. So quit playing.
Wait till he find out. Wait till he find out. You gonna see it. You gonna see him.
Does he know? He has to know they're killers. I mean, I'm just saying. Anyway, Marvin is irritated because he don't know why he had to bring this nigga over to the jail anyway. They calling Lou about New Jersey. Lou don't want to hear that shit. They calling Marvin. He don't want to hear that shit. Did I say anything about that, or did I skip that whole thing?
You were saying about Marvin?
I did. Okay, so I didn't talk about that. I was talking about business as usual, but I didn't mention the fact that when homeboy got to New Jersey, they jacked the whole shipment. So, you know, that's what the problem is. That's why Brock was in such a tizzy trying to find.
And on that scene, that was crazy. Cause I'm like, so old boy come, bend down. He couldn't see that gun on the side of him, but even though, didn't that shit feel suspicious as hell?
And
who just walking in front of a truck?
Who goes on a road trip without anybody? Just by himself? He's just by himself.
But even when old boy did that, you in a truck, when they got to shooting, you push on the gas and you go. Like, what is we doing?
That's not how that went. So Lou and Marvin told her not to go in New Jersey messing around with the mob anyway. So we're not surprised that happened. Laverne goes to visit her mother. She just rang the doorbell and went to the crib. She's, you know, hi, it's Laverne. They have an awkward chat, and then Laverne is just like, so why did you leave me? And she goes into, I was young and I was about your age and I wanted to be a star. So her plan was to move to LA and become a singer. And then she got hooked up with the wrong people and, you know, things were bad. And then it just seemed like time had gone by and it just didn't seem like the right thing to come, you know, interrupt her life. Now you said something and now I'm inclined to agree with you. It feels like that story was rehearsed and that she was chased off by Rock.
So it sounds like the same thing Rock said
to her
explanation.
Right. And the way Rock's reaction to it is also weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, as the aunt, I don't know whether I would care. Like, I wouldn't think it was a negative necessarily if my niece said I found my mother. You know what I'm saying? So the reaction is just very weird. So I don't believe her. I think that was a story that was, you know, made up by Todd.
And then look, didn't the police say that the girl was married and had kids? Did she get that whole story wrong?
that she had been divorced. I don't know if she had other kids. I don't remember that part, but that she had been married and divorced and back in Harlem.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, she didn't want to disrupt her life after all of that and all of that.
Yeah, that don't make sense to me.
So we back at the Carter because we got to figure out how to handle this situation. We have all three of them together. Kanan is there. They spraying air freshener around this apartment because it smells so bad. Now, we know that Marvin then put the man's body in the building, in the walls. And so we knew at some point that was going to be an issue. So I don't know if it's that apartment, but I'm assuming that if the man's body is in the walls, it's going to be smelling in all the apartments. The whole building probably smells like dead. So I'm not sure why the plan was to leave him there. That just seems very ridiculous.
This shit, well, yeah, she know because she was in there spraying, so she knew what it was too.
Ain't enough air freshener in the world to I don't know how long it takes before that smell goes away. I guess if you're in there with a bunch of crackheads, you just get used to it. I don't know. I've never smelled that smell before, but everybody says it's the worst thing ever. They sent Kanan in the room so they could talk, like he's 4. He goes in that room, he opens the closet. The dead body must be real close to the closet because he had a whole visceral reaction like when he opened the closet door. But when he opened the closet door, there was some Nike shoe boxes in there, and there goes Kanan helping himself to things, not the shoes, but the cash. He'd have found some cash and decided that he was going to take some of that cash with him. Because we're once again not worried about who may or may not have to repercussions from his actions.
He don't care. Ken ain't never learned. He got people killed and all kind of shit. He don't care.
No. We discussed in New Jersey. Apparently the Italians are gonna be a problem, but Rock is not backing down. So she wants a meeting. She tells Lou and Marvin, call a meeting with the Italians because we need to discuss this. That seemed like a lot of product that they had in that truck for her to be so calm about, a whole shipment of things going missing. Like she got money. First Unique took the money, we got that money back. Now as soon as she get that money back, seems like she in the same predicament all over again because the Italians just snatched a truckload of product. Anyway.
She decides to go up against the Italians with just Marvin and Lou. Tommy went and we watched him go get a whole crew of folks.
He recruited the Serbians. He recruited a whole culture of people.
Makes sense. And she thinks she finna do with Marvin, can't say that word. Marvin, Special Tail, and Lou, who don't even want to do this no more. That makes sense to you. Oh, and Kanan, who can't even walk up on the dude and shoot him right.
He hasn't even got shoot the man right. So
my goodness.
Anyway, Unique still over at the bodega harassing Juliana now. He's just
you ain't even gave this girl no kind of protection. No kind of protection.
I thought she had security there. The security ain't doing nothing. He over there stroking her hair.
He's protecting the money. He ain't protecting her.
She need to put that TV up because that'll be the last time somebody walk up on me, Juliana. So when they leaving the Carter, Lou gonna pull Rock aside and say, he hate to ask her this, but it's a little tight and can he get a little fun? Lou, she not, that's gonna cost you. She's not just gonna hand you over money for you to go purchase some more equipment over there at your little studio. You take money from Rock, that means you gotta come to work. What she say? On time and on schedule? Something like that. You gotta focus on the business. You want her to help you out, and she's only gonna do it, but not really. So, Rock is the worst. Every episode, I like her a little bit less. So
Absolutely.
after Lou walks off, she gets over to the car, and Kanan, like, she got hit with the one and the two. And Kanan was like, "Why you have me try to kill that cop? Like, I know you said he crazy, but that ain't enough for me to, have to kill him. So what did he do? Like, that don't even just doesn't not making sense. So what was it?" And she says that he was gonna try to pin the murder of $120 on her. And he like, what? That don't make sense. So now she has Kanan thinking that if if she didn't get rid of him, he was gonna have her or him or somebody within the family was gonna have to pay
Yeah.
$120
Mhm.
murder or you. So that's why that. So Kanan is still side eyeing her. I guess at this point he's still gathering information. He know what it is. I guess he just doesn't want to believe it. He trying to maybe prove that his mama ain't who he is starting to see that she is, but he knows she is. She killed
See that shit?
$120, but I mean that was your fault. You did kill $120.
He did.
She killed your little friend and then sat and held his mama's hand. Like she's ruthless. She ain't no good. So Jude goes over to Marvin's house because she wants to get some of her clothes. She goes up in her room, and Marvin has redecorated the room because remember it was pink before, so now he's made it blue. He put some, musical notes on there. She was kind of, taking it in a little bit. I think she liked it, but she wasn't going to give him no energy, like nothing. She's not there yet. While she's walking around the room, he walked in. He's like, I got some, I made it nice for you. I figured you like this color. And she really didn't say nothing. She just left him standing there. And he once again is, feeling. But like I said, Barbara, you have to keep trying. That ain't going to be it. That ain't going to be enough.
So she went to go get her some dresses to go to church.
Yeah, to go to church with her mama. She darn sure didn't get them dresses to go hang out with at the studio. That's not what Crown meant when he said. So Rock and Lou and Marvin meet the Italians. Like you said, it was just them three, and it looked like it was about 15 Italians. The homeboy was like, listen, you're not gonna come up in here and try to be running these streets without going through me. I don't know who you are or where you came from, but that's not how it's going down. And so he handed her a piece of paper and let her know, like, this is the number. This is the number that it's going to cost you if you want to run your business in these streets. And she looked at the number and she said, I've evaluated it and I'm not interested. No, it's a no for me. At first, Lou tried to soften it up a little bit and was like, we apologize. She's like, we ain't sorry. Because Lou is like, this is the mob, right? Like, you're about to get me killed. I don't want no parts of this. She said she's not going to cooperate. She walked her little happy tail off. And he was like, I like her. I'm probably going to have to kill her. But she's not.
I'm surprised he didn't. He could have shot everybody else right there and been done
They
with
could have been taken out right then with all that stuff. She, and I think her looks work for her. She walks in her Michael Jackson shirts looking all cute and stuff, and they're like, hey, Christy love. Well, child, I'm guessing that money that came out the shoebox helped Famous get an apartment. Well, no, Crown helped Famous get an apartment. And your boy Kanan took the money and threw him a party. So they over in this apartment, they partying, they getting high, they drinking, they standing on the tables. There's too many people all up in there, but I guess that's how they do it in New York. And so the neighbor lady knocked on the door with her daughter. And they were just, they were all like, hi, we're your neighbors. It was real creepy. And they were just there to let them know that they need to chill because folks be calling the cops. So you don't want to be too noisy up in here. And so the girl was like, well, the daughter was like, well, can I go to the party? And her mother looks all up in there and sees them getting high and drinking. And she decides, well, yeah, you can go to the party just for a little while.
I'm like, why did y'all come to the door? What's the thing was you want to invite to the party? Is that why we
I
came?
can tell because when she let the girl go in, she was giving Kanan the eyeball. Like I was like, do the mama want to, smash too? Like, is he really
Yeah.
the truthful one?
I think so.
And whose mother gonna let them go all up in there? You looked in there and seen what they were doing. It was like, you just stay for a little while. I don't want him to get the wrong idea about you.
Uh-huh.
Does she know her daughter?
Is you trying to set them up?
I don't know what's
It
going
was
on. He
very
doesn't live
weird.
there. That's Famous's apartment.
He'll be there all the time.
Well, Detective Howard is trying to get some more booty, but his tallywhacker ain't cooperating. He can't get the thing to work this time. So he done smushed the lady and told her to get off. Because he can't. He
Oh,
can't do that.
because he's stressed out. Poor thing.
Well, they talk a little bit. He's telling her, like, he really can't get through to his son. And she's like, you been talking about this son. I've been here with you doing this for 7 years now. You ain't said nothing about no son. Now all of a sudden, my son, my son, my son. And, she basically was telling him, like, you ain't been around this whole life. It ain't going to be that easy. Just by announcing that you're his father, you're going to have to give him some time to process all of that. And I'm guessing, she bounced and the partner is probably sitting outside still watching his house because we don't know what
So
her
crazy.
is. So back at the crib, the Laverne is telling Kanan about her interaction with her mother and how it was. And it's funny, you said that about Kanan, like, does he look at him and see himself? And
Right.
well, Laverne does. She looks at her mother, she looks at her eyes, they're both singers. She can feel some type of connection with her. So that's not a thing. She's feeling it. Then Rock comes in there and she asked, she told her that, she went and met her mother, and that's when Rock, she spins the story real good. She lets her know that, don't trust somebody that you just met and don't know. And right
You
now,
messing both of them kids up.
she seems to be playing interference with the kids. She don't want nobody to know. She don't want Kanan to know her daddy, his daddy. She doesn't want Juke to know her mama. None of the kids need to know who their parents are.
They ain't got no real grandmama, because real grandmama would have put them up on game a long time ago.
Well, where did the grandmama go? She's somewhere.
Is she at that church with the mama?
I don't know. She probably told her to don't come around there with that foolishness. Grandmama don't really want to be bothered with Rock. Meanwhile, back at the party, the neighbor girl is hunching on Kanan. Like, she just straddled the moon at this point. Like, I don't know what kind of hot tail self she is, but she over there hunching on the stranger. He don't even live there.
Kanan ain't that kind of fine to be walking in, and that's what you're doing.
Dang, for the mama and the daughter. Anyway, back to the studio. Hollywood, Hollywood. Cartier. Okay, Cartier. I'm guessing Cartier is the one that got that equipment in there for Lou to get him back up and running. Now Cartier is not feeling Crown. He see Crown as a little weasel. He likes Rock, and I think he likes Lou too, but I think Lou is hard not to like. So he's pretty much letting him know, like, the team moves according to how the boss moves, basically. So, that's it, that's all. You in charge.
Absolutely.
This machine is gonna run the way you want it to run. It's all up to you and how things go. So again, I'm feeling Hollywood. You see. Back at the bodega, Rock goes in there and Juliana's pissed. She's like, Unique is still in here messing with me. Now that shit ain't funny. Now I don't even know why he's still around. You should have took him out when you had the chance. And she's like, well, he's just, playing around. And she's not here for it. I don't want to play that shit. Now this is stupid. And I don't blame her. It's not you. Nobody wants to be sitting up in there. She ain't bothering nobody having him come through,
But you know what? Rock tried to play her like little girl. I was like, she gonna call her damn cousin.
She
Y'all
gonna
ass is
call
gonna
her
be
cousin.
crazy.
It's gonna be a problem, you know, because
Yep,
she may.
that's exactly. Cause don't
Um,
forget, that's where your connection, that's where your stuff coming from. If she put in one little call, you messed up.
child.
Stupid.
And you already
Egos,
talked
boy.
about jukebox and her dresses. She wants to go to church. So Robin found a house. It's a beautiful house. And she done took call Symphony. Cause she over there, you know, in the white neighborhood. I guess she figures she'd take somebody that knows how to speak the language. It's a good look. Make the real estate lady feel comfortable.
Mm.
So she's walking him through the house and asking him questions. She's talking about how to put carpet down. I was like, why in the hell would you want to put carpet down on those beautiful hardwood floors? Why?
Dummy. Oh, I guess it was the 80s. I don't know.
And what he told her, he said, don't mess the floor up. Put the carpet on top of the wood, cause you're gonna be tearing that shit back up at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he wants to know basically like what happened. Like I thought I didn't need to know, but I need to know because she keeps calling him and he's probably like, what exactly am I getting myself into? So what did happen that night when you had to have me come get Kanan? And she's still giving him a song and dance about having to protect her family and not giving him a straight answer, and he, you know, laughed it off a little bit. Then she tried to get him up in the bedroom, you know, and he went reluctantly, but I think he's pretty much like, this ain't what it is. You playing. And so, you
He
know,
over
after
it.
she, huh?
He over it.
Yeah, because he's a grown ass man, and why would you put yourself in that position? And then she not telling you nothing. And so he basically told her that, like they were standing outside looking at the house. She, you know, told the real estate lady, "I'll get back with you," and you know, when everything is finalized, you know, I'm guessing that's gonna be her house. And he was pretty much like, you know what? Don't call me no more. I'm happy for
'Cause
you.
it
I hope
really,
everything.
I think it really messed him up when he saw how scared Kanan was that night
Kanan,
that he had to pick
yeah.
him up.
And she
And
ain't,
he,
and then she brought him back into it. Like she should have just
yeah,
left him where he was. He
yeah,
said, you know, a long time ago you told me I was your vacation. And she said, I wasn't trying to be your vacation. I was trying to be your home. And I was like, say that.
that was sweet.
I like it.
Oh, that was sweet.
I like it. Good job. I
But
don't
she
know who
lost
wrote
that.
that, but I'm into it. She don't deserve a home because she don't know what to do with it. All she gonna do is put carpet on a nice wood floor. You know, that's retarded. I mean, that's not smart. Anyway. So Marvin is sending Laurel off to Jersey with the product in a short bus, the school bus. So now they didn't pack the school bus up with the product and Laurel in it.
I thought he was trying to set Warrell up. I didn't think he had put real product. I
Well,
thought that was the way to get rid of Royale because he knew the Italians was going to attack them again.
no, because okay, there was a little short scene where Lady Cop walked in on Unique and he was on the phone and he said something
Mhm.
about a short bus. And then she walked in there and she was like, "Are you back in business?" And he was like, "I can custom make you a suit if you like, show what you're working with, whatever you're working with under there." You know, they going back and forth and she's all corny and he ain't talking to the cops. So she's like, "When you want to find out like who set you up?" And he was like, "I'm just trying to live my life." He started quoting that, "Lord grant me the serenity to do the things, to accept the things I can't change." She's like, nigga. So yeah, but before she walked in there, I heard him say something about a short butt. Unique did. Fast forward to Marvin put Morel on that truck. And he gets to Jersey and he gets jacked, but he was very much comfortable with it. Like it was almost like he was waiting on this dude to pull up, you know. And when he got out the car, it was like, mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So, you know, he called Marvin like, "Jacked again. Sorry, we have another shipment. It's gone." So, okay, so y'all not gonna have to come up with that money?
So is Unique working with the Italians?
Probably.
Mm-mm.
Unique is not just gonna go away. He gonna get his get back. So,
When he's sitting back, he too calm and he very comfortable. He ain't the same Unique we saw when he
he's
first
back
got
over
out of
there
prison.
tailoring clothing and stuff. He
Exactly.
over here stroking hair at the bodega like he is. He's just
Mhm.
sitting back waiting on it to go down. That's why I was like, so you kidnapped her just to tell them to leave you alone? That didn't make no kind of sense to me. I was like, okay, that was weird.
Mm-mm.
So back at the house, Brock is going through her mail, and Kanan comes down with his backpack on, and she's like, "Where you going?" And he was like, "I'm going to hang out with Famine," but he ain't really giving her no eye contact. He's over her foolishness, and so he left her and went straight to Detective Howard's house, and he knocked on the door. And Howard nodded him to come in, but I guess she had some type of feeling about it because she followed him when he left the house. So that's where we left, with Kanan going in there to talk to Howard. And that's
I hope
why
he
I feel
gonna show him
like
that DNA test. I hope he show him that DNA test.
he got it. He in the house now, but
Right.
I feel like this is where things have to change, because once he comes out of that house, him and Rock's relationship is not gonna be the same. So that's why I said we got 4 episodes left, and the shit has got to flip.
Well, let's get it flipping.
Let's flip it. And on that note, y'all, I guess that's it. That's all. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Peace.